How did you react? How did you feel?
I didn't find out till it aired. I was as surprised as you were. I was watching the show like I do on It's Given Night, and up I popped. I'm like, oh my God! It was crazy. I was having lunch with Robbie Thompson, who's a writer on the show. But Robbie and I are old friends. We know each other for Robbie Thompson. Great writer, great guy. He also was a writer on Jericho, which is a show I did previously. And we've also just known each other since we were in our early 20s, and we were just having lunch, really, that had nothing to do with Supernatural, just two friends having lunch. And like right before, so we'd been planning this, and right before that happened, my agent called and said, so, Supernatural's come back around, so he was listing off some stuff that I needed to do. He's like, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and we're gonna call it Supernatural, looks like that's coming back around. And anyway, you gotta do, I'm like, wait, what? What? He's like, yeah, they called to check your availability, coming back around. I'm like, I've been dead 4 years. What do you mean? I'm kind of blasé about this. This is kind of significant.
I need a little more on the.
Say it again?
Yeah, I need a little more on the presentation.
Help a brother out. So that's all I knew, and I had lunch with Robbie, and I thought, why didn't Robbie mention this? I mean, in theory, that would never happen. He would never tell me, except for the fact that we're buddies. I thought he might have indicated, hey, there's some conversations being had, because quite frankly, there have been many conversations about all these characters, I know for a fact in the writer's room, coming back, and I'll get the tidbit of like, so there was talk, and the next thing you know, nothing happened. So
Robbie always tells us when there's talk.
Yeah, so maybe he didn't want to dangle that carrot again and have it yanked away, you know? So this time when I sat down for lunch, I'm like, Rob, is there something going on in the office I should know about? He's like, I don't know, did you get a phone call? I'm like, yes, I did. He's like, then yes. You have... He's like, I just didn't want to say anything and have it change last minute. So I was very surprised. Now, like Rob just commented, we have heard over the years that the characters have been discussed. You know, a return for the characters has been discussed by the powers that be. It's been out there for a while. However, after 4 years, you tend to think that ship has sailed. You know what I mean? So you don't really think about it. You say that, but so I was very surprised, and I was really, really pleased with the arc they gave the character for this episode. It was really fun working with Misha. Obviously, is a friend and a great actor, and that was fun. But it was fun having Gabriel and Castiel work together, because they never really did. There's a couple moments where I would acknowledge him in scenes, but we never had meat to chew together. It was really fun. He's the only guy I worked with in this episode. Well, a big change, and we had a really good time working with each other and figuring out the beats of those scenes. I really, really enjoyed it. Especially, have you guys all seen that episode? Yeah. So the scene in the store, the car scene is really fun. The car scene and the scene in the convenience store were both really, really fun scenes to do with him, and I really enjoyed putting the outfit back on and doing the bit. Although I'll tell you, it made it super nerve-wracking for me, because I haven't played that character in 4 years. And so, as much as there are similarities to me and the character, so I've been told, but it's still a character. It's still something that you sort of invented on, in the process of doing the shows, and sort of go back and to also, because I know you people, and I know you can watch it with a very, very, very detailed eye. So a lot of pressure to be like, hope his voice is right. And Robbie felt the pressure too, because he was bringing the voice back on paper, and he wanted to get it right,
First I thought you meant me.
Robbie Thompson. No pressure for you.
A lot of pressure, actually. I was worried about you. Always.
I turned to you, Robbie, going, I don't know, not your best work. Yeah, so it was great. It was such a thrill to be back up there. I was super nervous. The first scene we shot was me in the car, driving with him, when I call, I leave the message for Jensen. And that was the first scene we shot when I got back. And I'd seen the crew. I'd seen Brad, the camera guy, and our buddies, and Robin, the prop girl, and our buddies. So I've seen them periodically. When I showed up on set, I was very like, hey everybody, how's it going? Wow, this is gonna be neat. Totally nervous. And she's like, what's wrong with you? Let's get going. Let's roll. Start this bad boy. Where am I going? The car? All right. Yeah, pretty good. Let's get going. I guess we'll start the show. What are you like, from outer space?
When you first said the first couple lines, we were like, was that how this guy talks?
Right? Oh, yeah, it was completely nerve-wracking. But when I watched the finished product, I thought it was really neat and well done. And the fun thing about it was, because it was fun, I live tweeted it with Robbie. You know, we were hanging out, Robbie Thompson, and so we were hanging out in his office doing the East Coast feed. And the thing that he knew would happen was that last beat. When he says, wait a minute, are you alive or are you not alive? And, you know, I do the look and I disappear. And he's like, I can't wait to see the conversation begin. And sure enough, it was like, wait, what? Hold on. What does that mean? What does the eyebrow mean? Where's the answer? Like, kind of like Matt taking his shirt off, only not quite as crazy. But for the record, because the question has been put to me this weekend and online, Robbie's complete attention is, and the way they shot it, the way we designed it, is for that answer to be yes. That's not a bad feeling, is it? No, that's not a bad feeling. Yeah, it wasn't, if I said that, they're like, no, yeah. And if you think about it, one of the other little bits Robbie put in that I thought was interesting is to sort of sell that. Again, it's really up to them how they design the character going forward, but that is the writer's intent for that moment, and Jeremy's intent. But the interesting thing about it is, he said, one of those other little details was, once Cass busts me as being fake, you know, being made up, I still snap away the stuff. And you go, like, if I were fake, it would just go away. I would just stop doing it and it would just disappear. But I'm still controlling what's happening in the universe, and that was Robbie's sort of argument for the moment. Anyway.